Contestant number 3, Ilham Kariapper, Magician's Apprentice. Magician's Apprentice, Ilham Kariapper.
2022, February 17th. I was called to the bar. You must be wondering, sitting on a bar stool, I was here to order a martini. I was not called to such bar. I was called to a bar which was the legal fraternity. Sometimes there are no differences. On that day, I was standing in my office, sitting in my chair, looking at the name board, just my name. First day afterwards, on my own, no one to control me, no one to boss me around, my own identity. I felt confident, like a swimmer, world-class swimmer, ready to swim and conquer the Indian Ocean. I felt like a knight. Contest master, have you ever felt something like that? The truth was that I did not swim into this office. I doggy paddled myself to that. At law college, they say first year sets the tone. The pass mark was 50%, and my mark was 51.0. Second time's a chance, isn't it? So on second year, I got 50.05%. Never give up in life, told my magician, my dad. So the third time, I got a mathematically perfect 50.000%. I wasn't a master of books. I was a master of margins. But this is not the future I wanted in my life. I wanted to be the master of physics. I told my dad, the magician, I will never wear that coat. I am going to find physics in my life, and that is what I want. And little did I realize I was not running away from being a lawyer. I was running away from a prophecy of a child. My grandfather was a judge. My father is a lawyer, apparently a president's counsel too. So I dreaded going to these weddings in front of brown aunties and uncles where they will look at my dad and me. Oh, like father, like son. Oh, like father, like son. They looked at me as not Ilham. It was part 2, the sequel. I looked at my dad's first class honors and looked at my margins and was thinking to myself, I am not a sequel, just a sequel. I am a flop. These days, second time when you take the same movie, sometimes it's always a flop, and it reminds me of myself. I, one day, stepped into my dad's office, and on that day, my dad, being a magician, executed his best ever trick. He executed illusion through one of his juniors. When a junior came up to me and gave me a leaflet. You are good at IQ and physics. Why don't you try it out? Why don't you try law college? I did it for the plot. Little did I realize, after finishing the exam, I was in law college, finished it, got my margin marks, and was in court, presenting myself to their lordships and to their honors. The plot took me over. I still didn't want to give up. wanted to get out of my dad's shadow. So I performed a magic of my own. I performed a disappearing magic. I did not have work under him. I had my own office. I had my own name, my own firm, just myself. Still it's my own. And I went on to the level in a court I had dropped off my surname so that the judges look at me for who I am as a lawyer, not as a lineage. But one day, after my submissions, I turned after winning the case and looked, there he was sitting, the magician, with serenity in his eyes and happiness with a pinch of pride. That is the day, fellow apprentices, I realized he was not training me to be another lawyer, to be an assistant to him, to be a junior. For 30 years, he has been training me, walk and step out of his shadow and find my own identity. And that is his true magic. That is what turned this apprentice into a magician of his own. Me, a magician. Fellow apprentices, as time went on, and my father has become old and has become cranky. His magic tricks are different. Train, get a call. Son, I sent you WhatsApp message about that electric car, leaf motor C10. Did you check it? Blue tick for 1 hour and no reply. What is this? Son, had a very bad fight with your mom. What can I do? Now I see myself, hearing myself, bestowing the same wisdom he gave me when I grew up. Turning into a father to my own father. My whole life, I have wanted to escape his shadow, realizing I got into his shoes and his coat, finding myself in it. The question is not whether you are under anyone's shadow, it is whether after someone who has kept the light for you, what are you going to do after that? That is